Right now on Fox 43 Featured, York County communities are feeling the impact of the compassionate clear-out of a York City homeless encampment, why Spring Garden Township officials aren't keeping quiet about the issue. And while data centers have become a highly debated topic in South Central Pennsylvania, many don't know what the operations entail. We take you inside a data center operating in Dauphin County. Plus, emergency officials are reminding people of important tips before they hit the water this summer, what they want people to know to make sure they stay safe. Thanks for joining us for Fox 43 Featured. I'm Natalie Caranda. For the next half hour, we'll be highlighting some of our top stories. Just 1 week after the city of York cleared a large homeless encampment from Bance Park, Spring Garden Township is now feeling the ripple effects. Township officials are calling on a county for a regional solution. And Fox 43's Sydney Nauman shows us why local officials say they won't just look the other way.
Just 1 week after the city of York's compassionate clear-out of a large homeless encampment in Bance Park, residents near Indian Rock Dam Road say some of the unhoused have relocated to Spring Garden Township.
He was sleeping on this side for a week or so, and then he moved over to this side. He has the same clothes on all the time. He sits there with a winter coat on.
We have a motion. We have a second.
I'll second.
On Wednesday, township officials signed a letter to the county asking for a regional approach to homelessness. Board President David Detweiler says without one, the problem just gets passed along.
York City kicked these people out. Springersbury Township kicked them out. We could kick them out if we just want to hold a blind eye to it. However, we're not going to.
The letter is currently circulating through 10 municipalities, all represented by the York County Regional Police. A strategic step to pool resources.
This problem is beyond all of our resources.
And ideas. Resident Samantha Dorm previously served as a grant administrator for the county and says while she believes the county has the resources to address homelessness, they're working in separate lanes.
As a community, we can do this, but we do need someone to take on that leadership role to pull together these resources.
While township officials did not openly share the letter, they say it asks the county to look into grants and other funding opportunities that could help address the homelessness issue. Still, some residents say money isn't everything.
Don't forget that our churches, as well as us as human beings, can speak to people and see what they need.
Because according to Dorm, the most important step shouldn't cost anything. It's simply showing up for one another. Sydney Nauman, Fox 43 News.
Warmleysburg Borough Council members held a public forum this week to discuss potential changes to its partnership with the West Shore Regional Police Department. This comes weeks after the borough approved a new measure that would make it easier to leave the police agreement. According to borough officials, around 70% of tax revenue is being spent on the police budget. Council President Sue Stewart says they are considering several options, including staying with West Shore and increasing taxes, funding a smaller police department, and relying on state police services.
If there was an easy choice to make, I think we would have already made it, and the community would be in support of whatever happens.
During the meeting, West Shore Regional Police Chief Anthony Minimum committed to working with the borough to continue providing police services. After 4 months on the job, Lancaster City's police chief is out, and the search for a new police chief begins. Mayor Jamie Arrow says the decision to part ways was mutual and that both sides agreed the position wasn't the right fit. Arrow says public safety remains a top priority and many of McDonald's community engagement efforts will continue. Arrow says the departure was not related to past incidents or new information about the chief.
You don't know what it's like until you're actually in that seat, and it was an opportunity over the last few months to get a sense of what that was going to feel like, and both agreed that maybe this wasn't the right fit.
Captain Rondell Zook will serve as acting chief while the city evaluates its next steps. The mayor says there is no timeline for naming a permanent replacement. Immigration enforcement continues to be debated both nationally and locally in Harrisburg, where state lawmakers rallied for restrictions on ICE. A rally this week with immigration advocates pushed for bills that would ban ICE from schools and public places, along with banning agents from wearing masks and limiting local cooperation with ICE. Advocates say immigrant communities will remain vulnerable if ICE is not reined in.
We cannot let ICE divide us.
We cannot let ICE question our humanity, and we cannot let ICE terrorize our schools, hospitals, and our neighbors.
This comes after President Trump signed a $70 billion package for immigration enforcement that stays in effect through the rest of his term. The Pennsylvania State Senate voted down a bipartisan bill that would create a cannabis control board. This would oversee and regulate medical marijuana in the Commonwealth. This week's vote was a significant blow to marijuana and hemp regulation changes in the Commonwealth. Republicans opposed the bill over concerns that it would lead to a slippery slope in legalizing recreational marijuana, while lawmakers cited opposition from Governor Josh Shapiro in swaying Democrats away from the bill. State Senator and bill author Dan Lawlin says the vote will limit regulation for intoxicating hemp products beyond just marijuana.
When they go back to their districts and the moms and dads who are dealing with teenagers that are coming home with intoxicating hemp products, they can look at their own legislator and ask them why.
A spokesperson for Governor Josh Shapiro provided a statement regarding Wednesday's vote saying, quote, "The Shapiro administration remains supportive of comprehensive cannabis regulation, which would enable a competitive revenue generating adult use market, protect patient access to the current medical marijuana program, and rein in hemp-based intoxicant products that are currently unregulated." Senate Bill 49 does not substantially advance those goals. There are plenty of questions surrounding a proposed AI data centers in South Central Pennsylvania. Fox 43's James Corrigan takes us to a data center in Dauphin County for a look into what the future could hold for our area.
No two words spark anxiety in South Central Pennsylvania as much as data center.
The community here, we're all saying no.
What they also spark is confusion with what exactly will be inside the massive facilities being proposed and built across the area.
So your whole internet functions out of this locker right here?
Yes. We visited the Alarified Data Center in Harrisburg to get a glimpse of what is inside and what it does.
We have all the hardware where we can partition out.
CEO Andy Kochanowski founded Alarified 2 years ago to serve business clients in securing, storing, and backing up their data. The roughly 2,500 square foot room has room to grow and has grown as the need for data-driven technology has skyrocketed in recent years.
All that information that business customers use on a day-to-day basis, they want to keep that private and secure. And a lot of the large data centers really don't do that in the big public cloud.
This data center is lined with central processing units in lockers, each one storing a client's data. It's cooled with an air conditioning system with lanes alternating between being significantly hot and comfortably cool.
The way we set it up is you have a cold aisle, a hot aisle, a cold aisle, a hot aisle, so you alternate.
While Alarify gives an example of what to expect, its size is microscopic compared to the 4 million square feet being built in Middlesex Township in Cumberland County and the 450,000 square feet proposed in Lancaster City. Their technology will also be different. As Kochanowski says, AI processing requires graphics processing units, which use significantly more energy and requires water cooling rather than air.
Think of that as like 20-lane highway, capable of going and retrieving so much information very quickly rather than a single lane. And when they do that, it creates a tremendous amount of heat. You can feel the heat in here, and these are just CPUs.
The use of water is one of the many concerns communities are raising with the incoming centers, along with the lack of job creation and the heavy energy usage affecting electricity rates. Kochanowski himself plans to bring in GPUs and enter into AI processing for his clients. When it comes to the public scale, however, he questions whether the current trends are sustainable for communities that are now deep into data center reality.
It has to be an understanding that this is going to minimize the impact on the community. It's going to minimize the impact on the power rates, and it's going to have to encourage more opportunities for the local community.
A glimpse into a future with questions even AI can't answer. James Corrigan, Fox 43 News.
First responders are helping out those in need no matter the weather. How firefighters are dealing with heat and humidity risks as summer approaches. The York County Coroner's Office has released the identity of a man who died after drowning at a lake in Codora State Park. The coroner announced 24-year-old Jack Murray from Camp Hill was pronounced dead on Monday. Authorities say Murray was paddleboarding with someone else on Saturday when storms hit and were both knocked off their boards. The other person was able to be rescued, but Murray was not found until Monday. The coroner has ruled his death an accident. If you're visiting one of Pennsylvania's lakes, rivers, or streams this summer, safety experts say it's important to plan ahead. For example, checking the weather, packing water, and knowing your own limitations can help keep you safe on the water. Going with a group is also recommended. If you do plan to go solo, let someone know where you'll be and where you expect to end up. Finally, experts say to always wear a life jacket.
Well, a big one that we really talk about at the state parks and in June, Rivers Month, and the Fish and Boat talks about all the time is having a PFD, personal flotation device, otherwise known as a life jacket.
Additional safety tips from the Pennsylvania Fish and Boat Commission can be found on FOX43.com. As temperatures continue to rise into the 90s, first responders are still answering calls to help people in need. Fox 43's Kyle Ennis spoke with Manheim Township Fire Rescue to learn how crews are staying safe while working in the extreme heat.
When fires happen, crews get out fast.
If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
And as temperatures climb, Manheim Township Fire Rescue says preparation for the heat starts before firefighters even report for duty.
We have a large cooler on the ladder truck filled with water. It has liquid IV packets that they're able to put in there. There's a brand out there called Fire Salt that's pretty popular among the firefighting community. Adds the electrolytes and a little bit of flavor to just plain water.
But even before a fire starts, the summer heat can quickly turn firefighting gear into a challenge of its own. Using a thermal temperature gun, we tracked how hot a set of turnout gear became after just 15 minutes outside in the sun. The gear's surface temperature rose from about 90 degrees to between 105 and 110 degrees.
Ultimately impacting you and helping, to raise your body temperature and to kind of bring down your stamina.
As body temperatures rise, fire departments also have to adjust how they operate on scene.
It's not uncommon for a fire that may only require a couple resources, on a spring day, maybe start requiring some more personnel and units to respond and be able to make sure we have enough people to cycle through.
The Red Cross says heat safety is important, not only for first responders, but for everyone spending time outdoors.
Heat stroke is the most serious of the conditions. It is deadly. It's signaled by a high body temperature, rapid heartbeat, confusion, headache, dizziness, fainting, nausea, or vomiting. Take action by immediately calling 911.
The organization also assists emergency responders during large incidents by providing water, snacks, and other support services.
Extreme heat can make anybody sick, and it's critical to act fast.
Kyle Ennis, Fox 43 News.
As Team USA plays in the World Cup, one Central PA soccer club has a special connection to a star soccer play. Coming up, the local ties to one of America's biggest soccer names. Team USA kicked off its World Cup run against Paraguay on Friday. For one Central PA soccer club, its eyes will be set on one of its own during the international event. In this week's Sports Spotlight, Fox 43's Ryan Ye has more on the Pennsylvania Classic's deep-rooted connection with American soccer star Christian Pulisic.
With Team USA set to make its World Cup 2026 debut on Friday, a central Pennsylvania club reminisces on the beginning of a hometown hero's remarkable journey.
I think to just step back and think that Christian Pulisic now spent 7-8 years with us, and now to see him on the world stage, it's just been remarkable.
For Pennsylvania Classic's president Doug Harris, it feels like yesterday that Christian Pulisic was rising the ranks of his club.
You could tell there was something unique about his ball skill, about his ability to control that ball was tremendous. His mindset, he was tough as nails.
Fast forward nearly a decade later, pride among the Classics is at its peak. For one of their former players set to play on the biggest stage on home soil.
To have a guy like Christian being called the greatest U.S. player of all time is just mind-blowing when it comes to this little part of the country and this part of Pennsylvania and what we have here.
And of course, Pulisic has not forgotten where it all started.
Hey Lancaster, it's Christian Pulisic here. I'm so excited that the city is coming together to watch our first match in the World Cup. Just want to give a special shout out as well to PA Classics, who I played for 8 years. Go USA, thanks for the support.
Like the popular soccer complex he helped build in 2021, he continues to inspire the next generation of up-and-coming talent among his childhood club.
And as soon as they see that sign that says Pulisic Stomping Grounds, they know something special is here. What is up? They start asking questions. Next thing you know it, their whole team is circled around that sign taking photos. Next thing you know it, they're following Christian Pulisic. They want to know what's up. And then that leads to, I want to be Christian Pulisic. I want to be just like Christian.
His supporters back home recognizing that impact and plan to pay it back with unrelenting support this World Cup.
There's nothing that you can do to replicate that sense of energy, excitement, enthusiasm. Looking forward to what Friday is going to bring is going to be really pretty exciting. It's just like, all right, the whistle's blown, here we go.
Ryan Yee, Fox 43.
A high school principal in Lancaster County is inspiring students to live a more positive life, while he says kindness can make a lasting impact. A Lancaster County high school principal is spreading positivity to his school and millions of Americans through his viral videos high-fiving and encouraging his students. Solanco High School principal Zach Bowermaster is the latest subject in our Red, White, and You series, showcasing ordinary Pennsylvanians making a big impact. Fox 43's James Corrigan tells us how the Southern Lancaster County community has responded to his everyday acts of kindness.
Good job, James.
School at Solanco High School may be in session, but today, math is replaced by mentorship.
Throw it harder, Jake.
It's the theme of Ophelia Day, where high school students team up with elementary students to enjoy a day of fun in the sun. It shows the spirit of community and camaraderie in Southern Lancaster County, spearheaded by a man whose mantra can be summed up by a smile and a hug.
Oh, Dr. Bowermaster!
Zach Bowermaster has built his life and career around positivity, both as principal of Providence Elementary School and at Solanco High School since January.
I'm up here now. I'm the principal at the high school now.
Yes, you should come back.
Everyone in a school has a story. As I walk through a hallway, sometimes I'll know those stories, sometimes I won't. But that's something that motivates and encourages me every day, knowing they have a story, and I want to make them feel connected and feel seen and valued.
The importance of that connection led him to a very unique approach as principal.
High five for your birthday.
High-fiving, hugging, and greeting every student he sees in the hallway. He posted videos of this on Instagram to spread a message of community, and that message spread far beyond his community, with his videos being viewed over 400 million times, leading Bowermaster to become a viral symbol of positivity.
Please welcome Principal Zach Bowermaster.
Some way that video resonated with people. They could name that specific person that impacted their life, that one moment of kindness that impacted how they live. But I also received messages from people who, they said, that's the fist bump I never knew I needed. If I just would have got one fist bump, my whole trajectory of my life could have been different. And that's something that motivates me each day, just trying to be that one person for someone. Really cool. Good job, buddy.
Bowermaster has been that person for students of all ages, from the children he oversaw at Providence to the high school students who have already felt his impact.
He's one of those guys that wakes up every morning puts a smile on his face, and he makes sure everyone is just in a great mood.
Solanco is kind of a mixed batch of different kids and how they experience school as a whole, but everyone seems to be in a little more brighter spirits because of him.
Now I see people like giving him high fives, giving him fist bumps in the halls, always like a smile when he's talking to people, always people smiling when they're talking to him.
Do you remember me? Yes. It's been a while.
It's a legacy that's been built, not in a day, but brick by brick, with every smile and greeting that gives a child a little extra kindness for themselves to use throughout the day.
I think about the legacy being the small moments that maybe I had on somebody, and then the moments that they're going to have on other people, and then the moments that they're going to have, those moments of kindness that will continue to ripple throughout generations.
A lesson in positivity that can only come in the classroom of life.
I'm gonna miss you.
I know. We'll still see each other, buddy.
James Corrigan, Fox 43 News.
That's going to do it for Fox 43 Featured. Thanks for spending part of your day with us and have a good one.